I saw a theremin concert yesterday, and my mate said, "You know, what was it like? Was it any good?" I said, Thanks for laughing at that. So thanks for coming along. The Dirt Road Band will be playing later tonight, but we've got a chance to talk to Steve, Horace and Ted right now. So I've got some notes written down. I'm going to be referring to them because I'm old and infirm and my brain just doesn't work like it used to. I'm sure I speak only for myself there. But anyway, please welcome the Dirt Road Band. Oh, it's good to sit down.
Thank you, it's great to be here, but at our age it's great to be anywhere, isn't it?
So, a lot is made of the fact that you've all got very sort of storied backgrounds and stuff, and we can talk about that a little bit later on, but really I wanted to talk about what you're doing now to begin with. So your album, Righteous, which is your debut album, came out about 4 months ago? July, yeah. I've been listening to it quite a lot. It almost sounds like it could be a live album. It really sounds like a live band. So you co-produced it with John Rivers, didn't you? So is there lots of studio trickery? Is there lots of overdubs, or is it a very live sound?
There are overdubs. There are overdubs, but not many.
Yeah.
Not many. I mean, most of the tracks that we recorded, we were all in the same room at the same time, playing at the same time.
Right.
Old school.
Yeah.
And if there was any tidying up guitar-wise, I'd go in and do it. But basically, they are. Most of it is live.
Yeah. It really sounds like it's got that vitality that there's quite a few bands that play a more sort of like garage rock sound or whatever. It falls down in the studio and it doesn't have that bite, whereas this does. Had you worked with John Rivers before?
Oh, absolutely, yeah, a long time. Well, obviously Horace, famously, Ghost Town was recorded at the original Woodbine Studios, which is 50 yards from my front door. So I've known John since that studio started in the 1970s.
Right.
So I've worked with him loads of times, and so have Ted, so have Horace. Yeah, so we know him well. Yeah.
So is that...
He looks pretty much exactly the same as he did when we recorded Ghost Town. I've got this theory that because it's like he's underground and there's all these kind of electronic sort of things surrounding him, there's this kind of like sort of digital formaldehyde that has kind of kept him, you know, that has preserved him. Yeah. No, but he's amazing. He still has really, really good ears. He works really quickly. He's got some great... He's a real good people person. He gets sort of to... Because that's what a lot of engineering and producing is all about, is getting on with people.
Yeah.
And John is really good at that. And he was able to... He'd be with us for like an hour and then he'd go, "Oh, I think you can do that better." You know,
right.
and he's right.
Yeah,
you know, so he's one of the few studios that's kept working since like the 80s. Loads of the studios that were recording bands in the 80s have gone to the wall, but Woodbine is still there.
And has he got lots of analogue equipment as well, or is it all digital now?
It's all digital.
All digital. Yeah.
He's got like... Yeah, he's got some the Leslie unit and stuff like that. There's some old school instruments and stuff like that. Yeah, but he's kept abreast with technology.
And he's got he's got a Hammond organ, a proper old Hammond organ, which he's had since the 1960s.
He said it was 1963.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because he played. That's what he used to play. He used to play Hammond organ.
Yeah.
He's still got his Hammond organ in there.
I was in a band with him.
Oh, really?
In the late 60s.
Yeah.
Jalopy Ride, they were called. And I think that was when he was setting his studio up. Yeah. He left eventually. So we did a few gigs together. So I've known him since then.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really
And he's still doing it, and he's, you know, like I say, the studio is pretty busy these days. He does a lot of mastering and mixing. I think we were the first sort of live session he'd had for a while.
And did you, all the songs that are on the album, were they all road tested, or did you write anything in the studio?
Some of them have been road tested, haven't they? I think.
A couple of three had, yeah.
A couple of three.
Or we'd rehearsed them. I mean, no, there was no, you know, like the second Specials album was like the song was written in the morning, routined in the afternoon, and then recorded in the evening. So, but this was like we routined the songs. We did the album in 3 sessions.
Right.
So we got like the first 4 songs together, rehearsed it, recorded it. And then the same with the next tranche of songs, and then
Over what sort of period?
August was the first session, and the last session was the following February. January, February.
Oh, so over quite a long
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
And were you gigging in between as well?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, cool. So did you all know each other fairly well before you started the band?
You could say that.
I didn't know Horace.
So I knew of Ted. He, Ted and Rick Medlock with us were the go-to drummers in Coventry.
Right.
And Rick Medlock was my mate. So, but I always knew that Ted was the other good drummer in Coventry.
Yeah.
But we never played together, have we?
No.
No. But I'd known Steve since in the 80s when Ghost Town was #1. I played with the Mosquitoes from Leamington in the Green Dragon in Stratford, whatever. But Steve was part of that sort of, the Leamington Blues Mafia. So I knew him sort of back then.
I've known Steve since Chevy days. So
Right. Okay.
Steve and Chaz left Chevy, and I replaced Chaz, and Baz Early replaced Steve.
Yeah.
So and I think I used to be in a band called Paris in '76, '77, and we played the Crown, supporting Chevy.
It's the Crown in Leamington.
Leamington, yeah.
Crown Hotel.
And they built. Tell them about the stage it used to build, because it was ridiculous.
We used to spend 2 days erecting a scaffolding rig around the stage in the Crown Hotel just to put the lights up. And it wasn't these lightweight scaffolding that you get these days, it was the heavy sort of cast iron. I don't think it was cast iron. But it used to take 2 days to do it. Why?
It puts a lot of pressure on the gig being good, doesn't it? You spend 2 days just doing the rig.
Yeah.
But it took up half the space of the room.
That's right. Ridiculous.
So when you got together, did you have a vision of what you wanted to do, or did you start playing and see what emerged?
What happened was the Broomfield Tavern in Coventry.
May it live forever.
The landlord, was it Graham?
Graham.
Yeah.
Asked, he wanted to set up a blues night.
Yeah.
Ted walked into him and asked Ted if he could put a band together to play a blues gig at the Broomfield Tavern. Ted called me, said, would you do it? I said, yes, I would. Who should we get on bass? I wonder if Horace would like to do it. So I called Horace and he said, yes, please. But we never did the gig.
No, right.
To this day, we've never done it.
Why didn't it happen?
I can't remember.
Well, it's like Graham's it is Graham, isn't it?
I think it's
Yeah, he's a builder, and it's like a mechanic. You never buy a car from a mechanic.
Okay.
And he was doing alterations to the pub, and it never got finished.
There is still no roof, no ceiling in the room where the band's playing.
Yeah.
So it's my favourite gig in the world, the Broomfield Tavern. I love playing there. I get journalists, asking me, tell me, Horace, what's your favourite venue that you've played? And expecting me to say like the Madison Square Gardens or the Budokan or something, and it's like, no, it's the Broomfield Tavern in Swan. Because it was lovely, and I would play there. 2 or 3 times a year, and it was always the only gig where I wouldn't get nervous. Is the Broomfield Tavern.
And the room is like a quarter of this, probably.
Oh, okay.
15 and it's busy, 30 and it's rammed. But the atmosphere is fantastic. But they haven't had bands on for like 3 years, so we really need to start a campaign to get the Broomfield back to putting some bands
to get the roof on.
Go fund me.
So, tell me about your writing process. Do you jam, or do you turn up with songs, or do you write individually? Do you write together? How does it happen?
Horace gave me some, totally incidentally, Horace gave me some lyrics a few weeks ago, and last night I put them into a song. So that is a collaboration of the first.
That's the first sort of collaboration.
Right. Otherwise, Horace came up with 3 songs, and I came up with the rest of the songs. Individually, that's how it's done. But I think we're going to collaborate more in the future for sure.
And do you jam? Have you created anything from jamming, or is that not?
A couple of the songs kind of evolved from playing them in a rehearsal situation. So, I or Horace would have an idea in our heads how we thought it should go, but then we throw it open, and then Ted's very, what's the word? He contributes a lot when we're
look worried there, Tennis. What you might be about to say.
Oh, me? No, I don't.
No, he contributes a great deal in the process of the rehearsal process. So.
Yeah.
Well, we have to. There's only 3 of us, so we all have to.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's an interesting thing, isn't it? With the 3, because if there's 3 of you, you can't abstain on a vote, can you? If there's 3, you've got to be in agreement. So, do you wrangle stuff much, or do you tend to all follow the same path?
It kind of all works itself out, doesn't it?
There's like a consensus.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't know. We've been there, done that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't, when groups say they split up because of musical differences, they're lying. It's not, it's all about people skills.
It's drugs and girlfriends, isn't it?
Or something, like the saxophone player falls in love with the keyboard player's girlfriend or something, and it's all stuff like that, So, but we, all that's happened, so it's just like, it's just the music and that'll work,
Because it started out as a side project, didn't it? Am I right in saying that?
Absolutely correct. Because at the time we were all playing in different bands. Horace was doing specials. I was with Dr. Feelgood. Ted was with Banco de Gaia and Badfinger, and it was a side project. But then COVID happened, and all sorts of things happened, and now it's taken centre stage.
Yeah. It's interesting, I think, when things happen like that, because things grow organically without the sort of pressure of we're trying to make it this, we're trying to make it that. It's a bit like B-side, or the old-fashioned notion of B-sides. Sometimes the B-sides of singles can be more interesting because it's not got the focus, it's not got the pressure. So how long did it take for you to realise it was centre stage? COVID, was that the
first gig, I think, in 2017, wasn't it? Because we did the Leamington Irish Centre.
Yeah.
And we had Mark Felth on harmonica from 9 Below Zero with us, and Patty Moore. Gary Moore's sister. Because I was in a band with Patty.
Yeah.
A to Z years ago. And it was just a fantastic gig. And it was. But then because Steve was with Dr. Feelgood and Horace was with the specials, Steve was doing tours of Europe, like 28 days of the month.
Yeah.
And Horace
sometimes,
And Horace was with the specials, so then COVID hit, and it seems karma has its way.
Yeah.
It's things are meant to happen for a reason, and here we are.
So
what songs were you playing when you began? Were you doing some covers?
Yeah.
Because presumably you didn't have a whole set of self-penned.
No, we didn't. No, we did some covers, but we kind of tried to do. If we did a cover, we tried to put maybe our own stamp on it and doing it in a different way. One that springs to mind is Chuck Berry's song "Tulane," which was I first heard it being done in the 70s by the Steve Gibbons band from Birmingham. And I liked the song, found out it was a Chuck Berry song, but we did it in a different way. We put it in 2 keys, there was a key change in it, we tried to put, on the cover version, we tried to do it in our own way.
We also changed the groove.
We also changed the groove, yeah.
But blues is good like that, because it's cover, Muddy Waters used to play Howlin' Wolf tunes, you wouldn't get like Oasis playing a Blur tune or whatever, you know what I mean? But with blues, it's everybody plays the same material, and Johnny Winter's version of Hoochie Coochie Man is very different to Joe Bonamassa's version, whatever. But it's all you have that sort of gene pool of material to choose from, and it's no big deal if you do those kind of songs. That's I think that's that's what I like about the music.
The blues tradition.
It's just all encompassing, really.
Yeah, more like a folk art in a way, I suppose, isn't it, to a degree. But also, interestingly, it's how a lot of very young bands might start off as well. Before they can write songs, playing covers and stuff. So it's
3 chords.
I
mean,
So originally you were the Dirt Road Blues Band, weren't you? What made you want to change the name? Because you played less blues covers.
We're more a blues rock band.
Yeah.
There was a song. The title of the band came from a song called "Down the Dirt Road Blues." It was Charlie Patton. Yeah. But the Dirt Road Band just sounded a little bit neater, a little bit sharper.
easier to fit on t-shirts as well. Shorts.
So I think just if you kept the blues in it, it pigeonholes you.
Yes.
Definitely, because you know, I wasn't a big blues fan. Because I always thought it was a bit slick your wrist music, some of it.
Well, it's called the blues for a reason, isn't it?
No, if you stick
I
rock
think
in it.
with blues, it's easy. Blues is easy to play, but it's difficult to play well.
Yeah.
You know, what I mean, you learn those 3 chords, and you can, you know, and that's no big deal. But to be that good, you know, it takes an awful lot of commitment.
And they say it's easy to play blues guitar, but I think as you get older and more experienced, it's more important what you don't play comes into the frame as well. It's not all about how many notes you can play. That's not it.
Yeah. Well,
But you're right. It is like the entry-level music for an enormous amount of musicians.
Yeah.
Yeah, I go to that.
Yeah.
Or it was back when we were learning. I don't know. Presumably it still is now. I couldn't tell.